First Sip Brew Box is a one-of-a-kind subscription service for craft beer lovers based right here in Pittsburgh. Every month, First Sip will send you a box full of craft beer enthusiast essentials including t-shirts, glassware, and even food. Right now, our friends at First Sip Brew Box have an offer for you. Just sign up for a 3-month subscription and get your 4th month free. Just enter the code HOPUSA when you sign up at firstsipbrewbox.com. That's HOPUSA at checkout to get your 4th month free at firstsipbrewbox.com.
Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop
Nation!
USA Podcast! Good evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on when you're listening. It's episode 85 of the Hop Nation USA podcast, featuring me, Steve, and my co-host, Adam.
Oh, is that, I'm supposed to make noises now?
Yeah.
Hello!
Alert the people that you're alive.
I am here. I am running the red button.
And we're also joined by Dennis.
What's going on, bugaboos?
So, that's the 3 people for this episode.
Yeah? It's different
Yeah.
from last week.
Yeah, because we only had 2 last week.
Exactly.
I was taking a nap.
Dennis was a sleepy boy, and he didn't want to feel...
And I can't argue with that.
Yeah. So, this week, we're celebrating Veterans Day.
Yes.
Woo woo.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Which is November 11th,
Yes.
which of course is in correspondence with Armistice Day, which was the end of World War I, which ended November 11th at 11:11 a.m.
Neat.
Huh.
Fun facts.
Yes. No, not fun. More educational.
Whatever. We're also a post-election, so that means we're kind of keeping things on the America theme, and you'll probably catch on from the beers, hopefully by the end of the episode.
Yes, and if you haven't, well...
Well, it will reveal the theme at the end of the episode if you don't get it.
All right, so our first beer of today's episode, or tonight's episode, or this morning's episode, depending on when you're listening, is the Destihl Brewery Wild Sour Series Flanders Red. This, of course, is a Flanders-style red ale, which means it's going to be tart, borderline sour. So that makes 1 out of 3 happy on this show. That would be me.
Strong one.
Yes,
Strong one.
I am a strong one.
Is this related to Ned Flanders?
No.
Did he not wear red?
No.
I can't see.
No, he didn't. He actually wore green, so that's how you would get it confused.
Yes.
they're the
Oh,
same
you're right.
thing to
He
me.
would.
Yeah.
I remember these things now.
They're all coming back.
It only took you 4 episodes to remember
I
that
know.
Dennis is red and green color.
I know.
You're like, what color is this? I'm like, damn you, Adam.
Don't know.
Literally, Adam, the last 3 episodes he's brought it up. You've always had a fire joke,
Yeah.
and you've also always said, I don't remember. Like,
Well, I'm catching up now. At least I'm starting
We
to
have
remember.
to start holding remedial episodes.
Right. What we need
Refresher
is a
courses.
checklist pre-episode.
some shows do keep a Bible of facts like that.
Oh, really?
It's usually for audio drama that
Ah.
is, actually written and things like that.
No, we don't have that kind of production value.
If you want to keep notes for yourself,
No.
okay.
No.
We'll just keep reliving this cycle for the rest of our lives.
All right.
So on episode 86, we'll talk about it again.
Okay, gotcha.
Even if Dennis isn't here,
Right.
we'll still talk about it.
Just bring it up.
We'll bring it up. Yeah.
Naps randomly come up, so we gotta play that by ear.
I'm okay with that. You do understand that, right? Naps are an important part of life.
Oh, they are life.
Naps are life. So getting back to the other part of life, beer.
Beer and naps, yeah.
It is Destihl's Wild Sour Series. We talked about that. They're out of Normal, Illinois.
Okay.
That's one of them corn-growing states.
That's different from Erie, Indiana.
Yes. Or
Yeah.
Normal, Oklahoma.
That was a good show.
Was it?
Yeah, it kind of was.
Okay.
was,
I mean,
yeah.
it kind of had that 90s charm to it.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely 90s charm. You got to go back on you got to go back on Prime. I'm pretty sure they have the episodes.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
I want you to go deep in the archives for that.
You just got to search it. That's all.
Giggity, giggity.
Deals. Numbers 5.9 and 18.
Okay.
There you go.
You figure them out.
Yeah. you pull your weight around here, listener.
Put these where you think they belong.
It's the equivalent of going to a grocery store and going through the self-checkout. Yes, I will gladly do your job for you.
And pay the same exact price. All right, let's crack this open and let's take a look. Pouring it out, you could smell it. It's gonna be sour.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Ah, nerds.
I'm good with that. Obviously, it's going to have a bit of a cherry taste. Why is it obvious? Because I just read it off the back of the can.
Okay. Well, also because it's red.
It's red and
You-
it's tart. Yeah.
You assume there's only a couple flavors it can be.
Mm-hmm.
It's either raspberry or cherry.
What about strawberry?
Could be strawberry.
Could be strawberry.
Yeah. Those three.
Yeah.
Those three.
Yeah. So it's cherry. It's tart cherry taste.
Looking at it, though, you can kind of tell it's cherry and not raspberry or strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it kind of has that deep red cherry look. Like, it's not a black cherry, but
Right. Right. Usually a raspberry will have a bit of a softer tone to it.
yeah.
This does not have that.
Yeah.
This is a harsh red. This is a Ruski red.
Yeah. This is a brown red mix.
Yeah. A brown red
A
mix.
brown red mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. On the nose, it's sour.
Yeah, I
Yep.
already went in for a taste.
It's-
Good luck, Steve.
Yeah, it's not even tart. It's just sour.
All right.
I can tell you that. But that makes sense because that's what it's called.
Well,
It's true.
here we go.
Finally, a beer that I like.
Oh,
After so many weeks of just ordinary beer,
You had
You
fried
mean-
ice cream stout last week. What are you talking
I
about?
know.
Ordinary beer.
that's pretty good. Actually, the majority of beers we had last week were pretty good.
Yeah, you had chocolate hazelnut goodness from Evil Genius.
Yeah.
oh, man. That damn nap came at the wrong time.
I'll let you two talk about this because you two are obviously not sour fans, and judging by the looks on your faces, that trend continues.
Yeah, my review's going to be short.
I don't love it. I don't think I hate it yet, though.
The only thing I like about it is the way it looks. It looks very nice, true to what it's called, deep red, or at least what I perceive as deep red. And my likes stop there.
Well, I like it.
I don't like the nose because the nose really announces itself as sour. The flavor is softer than the nose. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't grab me in the way past beers have. I think that the most sour beer I can think of is the Sour Bikini by Evil Twin.
Right.
That's the most sour one I can think of. So everything else gets kind of put up against that.
Mm-hmm.
This one isn't that bad. I just don't think I could drink a bunch of this.
Well, the ones that you don't drink, send them my way.
Yeah.
I do like this beer.
Yeah.
This is a legitimate sour beer. Yes, there are tart beers. Yes, there are the Berliner Weisses that are supposed to be kind of that salty, sour taste. But this one is a straight-up sour.
It sure is.
And they call their shot. They call it a sour beer. It's a sour beer. There's no denying it. I could drink more than one of these.
Yeah. So the one thing I'll say about this is we've had another one from the sour series in a past episode.
Yes.
With Christine, and I believe that was a raspberry sour.
I
but
believe so.
it was from the Wild Sour series, and that one I didn't completely hate either. I don't completely hate it, but it's not something I would buy for myself. It's not something that I would take voluntarily. If somebody said, "Here, try this," then I do.
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Whenever you drink this, do you ever get a pain in your jaw because it's sour?
My whole face.
No.
You don't get that? But Dennis, you don't?
I get that if I have something sweet when I haven't eaten in a very long time.
Okay.
That exact feeling. But sour-wise, no. I make a face, and then my lips hurt.
So for me, instead of the sweetness like you get, Dennis, I do that for sours. Like if I find something that is truly sour, I'll get that feeling in my jaw. It's kind of a not quite a clench, but it's
I know exactly what
yeah.
like a shiver of sorts,
Yeah.
but contained to a small area.
Yeah, and that's when I know that a beer is legitimately sour when I get that, and that's kind of the breaking point for me. When I get that, it's like, okay, no, this is gonna be legitimately
much.
sour. No, not too much.
Oh.
That's the right amount.
He's saying that's perfect.
Yes.
Oh. So you like that?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You like that clench?
Like a canary in the coal mine, but for sours.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that. My tongue just doesn't like it.
You don't have to like it.
I'm not going to. But that's our first beer of the evening.
And I'm going to continue to drink it.
Yes, we got one for Adam.
Hooray!
Adam can enjoy this beer, and he'll tell you all about it.
I will.
But you can probably guess what's bronze for Dennis and I.
You don't know that.
We don't know
You
that.
don't know that.
We don't know that,
I've
but
never been so upset.
yeah, if you want to place money now. Get your bets in now. But we are celebrating Veterans Day.
We are.
And Dennis is with us, and he's a veteran.
Yes. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Fun.
That's how we get our guests. It's easy guests.
Yep. 8 years of my life. Re-up, you're crazy.
Or bored.
Bored.
Yeah,
I got those going on. What the heck?
If I learned anything from the bomb disposal movie, The Hurt Locker, or Jeremy Renner came home and he was just bored.
He was an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, he was tired of going. Tired of going to the grocery store. Didn't want to work at Home Depot, and he's like, I'll just go out and get the bombs. That's what I learned.
Well, quick story on that note. My childhood buddy Manny lives out in Scranton now, and shortly after I joined the Army, he joined the Marine Corps. But it's funny how he did it. So he went to the mall. He was meeting a young lady for a date. Whatever reason, she never showed up. Her loss, to be honest. But Manny, we didn't have a whole lot growing up, so he had to start walking home. And it was about probably a 2-hour walk to get back to his house. Woof. So a Marine recruiter saw him. And just sparked up a conversation. He was like, how about you come down to my office tomorrow and see, we'll tell you all about it. He's like, no, I don't need to hear about it. You give me a ride home, I will join.
Holy shit.
Gave him a ride home. He did 4 years of his life in the Marine Corps.
Holy shit.
I feel like Manny needed an Uber.
Right.
Oh, this predates Uber.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Uber was around, it would have kept him out of the...
It all worked out for him. He was air traffic control in the Marine Corps. When he got out, he was able to get into the civilian sector as air traffic controller.
Oh,
so
nice.
Manny's set. Do not feel bad for Manny.
I guess it's just one of those things that you think differently, It's just like,
Yep.
if there was Uber or Lyft,
Yep.
Yeah. What could have been.
Manny would probably be about 45 pounds heavier and just,
He's 90% arms at this point.
Yeah, I think I actually met him at your wedding.
Yeah, he was the one that drank a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean,
You're going to have to
a lot
narrow
of
that
people.
down.
That is true. That is true. Oh, he's the one that I think. He pushed my wife's dad out of the way so he could dance with her during the father-daughter dance.
Okay.
That happened.
I say, now that does narrow things down a bit.
And that's Manny.
Right on. So, Adam
Yes.
has also prepared for us some fun beer facts that are also related to the military.
So prepared is a bit of a misnomer.
Adam has.
There you go.
He done got him.
I got him, I guess.
I got him, I guess.
I guess. We'll see what comes up with there. Did you know?
This is for weeks Adam has been throwing a lot of did you knows. And if nobody's noticed it, I'm giving him an entire segment now of did you knows.
It just saves you time, Steve.
Right.
It's almost a nervous tick at this point.
Right.
Just throw that out there.
It's kind of like running a dog around to get him tired to go to bed. So now I'm just giving him the chance to tire himself out, get a lot of did you knows.
I feel like he's having flashbacks back to his PBS days.
No. I was never on Antiques Roadshow, or Downton Abbey, or 321 Contact,
We're talking
or Sesame Street.
We're talking your days of watching and collecting knowledge.
What was the other one? Nova.
Nova, yeah.
Nova was on there. That was always some good stuff.
Nova was good. Did you have the we're going off on a tangent
No,
for a
that's
second.
fine. That's what we do here.
But did you have in your neck of the woods, did you have, what was his name? And he was like the Star Explorer. And he was like the guy with the mustache.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Rose.
no,
that's not Charlie Rose. Charlie Rose was the guy who interviewed people and was charged with sexual harassment.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I blame that on someone else
Yeah.
for all these years.
His name was Jack something.
You sure, Charlie
I
Rose?
think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a short 15-minute
Yeah, it was
show?
just a short,
Yeah, I remember watching it.
Yeah.
super late at night, and then he
name
just
wasn't
did the star
Charlie
charts, and
Yeah.
then, the graphics were fucking terrible, and he would teleport himself.
yes!
He would teleport himself around the screen.
This is Alpha Centauri. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, to be
It was the
honest,
best.
for the last 30 years, I thought it was Charlie Rose.
Well,
It was not Charlie
It's
Rose.
not Charlie Rose, but that's
No.
okay.
I just made up a name. I don't even know how we got cable.
Did you know that George Washington actually benefited from beer when he was with the Continental Army? That was during the Revolutionary War. Mm-hmm. That was the one that started around 1776 there. But one of the things that he did was he always made sure that his encampments were within reach of a supply of beer. to make sure that his soldiers had that supply available to them throughout the war.
Strategic.
Yes. Yes.
Smart.
You got to make sure that that your soldiers are happy.
Keep the rations going.
Yep. Speaking of rations, the Continental Congress did not oversee that, and they began to stipulate that a soldier's daily ration included either a quart of cider or spruce beer every day.
Oh.
I can get down with that. I wish
Yeah.
we still had those rules.
Yeah. Actually, I believe that the Navy outlawed alcohol on their ships in 1914.
Really?
And, yes. And actually, what they did was they obviously had a supply. So what they did was right before that went into effect, they actually threw a big party and invited several countries over to take care of that supply.
Oh.
Had themselves a time. And then a few weeks later, when World War I broke out, they became enemies.
Oh. Bummer.
Damn.
Oops.
Was this party held in international waters?
I'd like to think so.
Okay. Rather than just in Annapolis. And
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then going down to the Oyster House afterwards. We're going to fast forward a lot here to World War II for the Greatest Generation. Did you know that there was actually a stipulation during World War II that 15% of all beer produced was produced for the government in the United States?
So like the way a lot of factories and stuff were producing weapons,
Correct.
they also produced beer.
Yep. Annual production had to go. 15% of their annual production had to go to the troops. And one of the ways that they actually delivered it to the front lines was by using spare fuel tanks, and they would drop the spare fuel tanks filled with beer
Oh.
to the front lines. Obviously, since it was a tank, it wouldn't explode or anything.
Right.
Then you had about 90 gallons worth of beer. Here you go, fellas.
Oh.
Mission accepted.
Yes.
Accepted.
Yes. So, World War II actually gave rise to the, I'll say, mild beers that were very popular in the 70s, 80s, 90s, your Budweisers, your Coolers, your Coors Lights, things like that, because they were very easy to make. They were very mild. They were pretty much the lowest common denominator.
Didn't require as many ingredients.
Right. They could use cheaper ingredients.
Right. I mean, some of them, they use rice in a lot of them, right?
Correct.
Rice is cheap as shit, so.
Super cheap.
So it was, since it was cheap and easy to make, that was able to be sent over to the soldiers. They drank it, and then they kind of began to prefer it.
Right.
So when they came back home, that's what they requested. Budweiser was all too happy to give them more.
Talk about a great marketing campaign.
Right.
Just give it to, millions of troops and then have them come home and spread it throughout the U.S.
Exactly. It's actually very similar to the rise of the British sports car in the United States in the 50s, because when several soldiers were stationed over in England, they got used to the smaller British sports cars. And then when they came back over to the U.S., all they saw were big American cars. Like, well, we don't have anything like that. Bring them over, bring them over.
Something zippy.
Right, exactly. So that brought those along, which eventually gave birth to the Corvette.
Interesting.
So in a way, World War II and England is responsible for the Corvette. Did you know?
No.
That
Well,
was,
I mean,
I feel like that was a bonus fact.
There was a bonus fact. Did you know?
That's just that one was Adam reaching into his pocket of
he
known
pulled that
car
out.
facts.
Yeah, I saw how, for you guys out there, he lit up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got one.
We're talking about car facts. It
Car
was
facts, that's
actually-
easy for him.
Yes. So the Corvette was actually named after a warship in World War II, a class of warship.
That I knew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one I knew.
So one of the things back to World War II, whenever they were able to provide beer in cans, what they would actually do is they would make sure that the cans were not steel or aluminum.
Because the enemy
they
would
be
recycle
bright.
them. I got there.
Ah.
Yeah. That's my war knowledge.
Huh.
Well,
Interesting.
what I should say is they would not maintain the bright coloring.
Oh, okay.
They would actually color them olive drab. That way the enemy couldn't see them. Slugging back on a beer.
Yeah.
You had everybody's in camo, and then all of a sudden you see a bright flash.
Right.
Right.
The reflection that you would typically have with
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
So they were able to provide it that way.
Oh, okay.
Man, we used to have our shit together.
Yeah, what happened in this country?
We need to figure out when beer stopped being included and find out what happened around that time, and that's what we blame all of our troubles on.
I'm okay with that.
Well, shit. Nowadays, we should just be putting it in camelbacks for the troops.
Well,
Yeah.
we did,
That way, hands
to
free.
be fair, we did that on our own.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying it. Do it for you guys. I'm not saying.
With like ready-made packs, you just
yeah.
latch into.
Yeah, just kind of like a beer MRE. It's attached into a little pouch. You just hook it in. You're hands free.
I like that.
That's the most important part. Is
Yeah, they'll
hands-free.
never let that happen. But trust me, we found our own ways.
What about like little pussy, for lack of a better term? Like, what about pussy, like sessionable beers, or what about O'Douls? Would they let you do
I
O'Douls?
thought you were talking about how to smuggle around beer. I was like, Steve, where are you going with this?
That's nature's pocket.
No, there's too many crybabies out there nowadays, you know.
All right, can't let anybody have fun when they go to war.
No.
All right.
Look, I watched Apocalypse Now, and I know how that USO show went down. That's my basis for everything.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of truths in jest.
So that's about all I got.
So no more did you knows?
Oh, I got plenty of those, but nothing beer related.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing beer and army.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Dennis, do you have any beer and army? Did you knows?
The one thing I'll throw out there, so the most common ammunition used is the 5.56 millimeter NATO round. And the reason being is so whenever we were fighting with our allies during World War II, we had to have a round that if, we were with the French and they had ammunition for us to use in our weapons, we can just take that, pop it in, and just keep going.
That makes sense.
Standardizing ammunition. Yeah.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Assuming it's wired properly.
Oh, that's true.
I got one more did you know?
I like it.
And it's just stealing from I came up with, I didn't come up with, but I found out about.
Okay.
On the ginger beer episode.
Yeah.
Did you know that ginger beer was the most popular drink during the Civil War?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you did. You were here for that episode.
I don't remember that.
There you
Which
go.
is a common occurrence.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Cool.
Wait, why?
Why ginger
We're not
beer?
done, yeah.
Oh no, you
Get
have,
back in here.
No, you have to go back to that episode. I'm not going to go through the entire history and everything.
Why not? It could have been new information for Adam again.
It's new to me again.
It's just like a Goodwill episode.
Yeah. I think at that point, Adam, it's like you turning something in the Goodwill and then buying it back next week. That's not how that works.
$4? Who would ever give this up?
It's a steal.
Wait a second. There's pictures of me in this.
Well, it seems Adam is enjoying his Destihl Wild Sour.
I am. Apparently 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Sure.
I like it. Screw all y'all. I'm drinking the rest of it.
As it warmed up, it got a little more sour for my tastes.
Which is good for me.
That's good for you, bad for me. And
My
then
lips still hurt.
I'm more entrenched in Dennis's camp now of
What's that? That's 2 ucks and 1 yay.
yeah, that's 2 ucks and a yay.
That's all right.
I mean, for the style.
There it is.
This is where I have to unleash it. I have to play the Adam role. For the style. It's not bad drinking in a sense of it's poorly made. It's just I don't like sour. Sour bad. Like you get, fruit flavors that they're there, and it's not it's not bad in any other way. It's just
Just not your jam.
no sour.
Okay.
Definitely agree with Steve 100%. It stays true to what it says it is. It's a wild cherry sour. It's definitely tasty to some people. My own personal preference, I would need an adjunct to really counterbalance the sour. Like a ghost pepper cherry sour, something like that.
Oh.
To where there's something, balancing it for me. But with it being all sour.
This guy's onto something. We
That
should
is
bring
a
him
thought.
back.
Yeah, that is a thought. Or we can take him down to somewhere else and, do a collaboration beer.
Unleash the Dennis.
Yeah.
We can make this work.
We could. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's write that one down in pen.
Okay. That one's in pen.
That one's
there's
in pen.
There's a couple other in pencil that can be scribbled out.
Or crayons.
Yeah. All right. What do you say we take a break?
Uh-huh.
Not get paid.
No. This commercial break's it's either always Dennis or Tavor.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which one I put first. I think it's Tavor is our first commercial break.
Okay.
So they don't pay us, but they do give us beer, so
Right.
that's nice. So,
Right.
yeah.
All right. Let's take a break.
Bye.
We'll be back, Hop Nation.
check this out. There's a Seattle company called Devore that enables discovery of new and exciting beers and breweries. Devore gets the best independent beer from literally around the world. Denmark, New Zealand, Belgium, and of course everywhere in the US. The app is incredibly simple to use to get some ridiculously good beers delivered right to your door.
And right now, anyone who signs up with the code HOPNATION can save $10 off their order of over $25. That's TAVOUR.com, Tavor. Welcome back to episode 85 of the Hop Nation USA podcast. We haven't revealed the theme, but it is Veterans Day.
Yes.
If you're listening on Veterans Day.
And if it
Otherwise,
isn't-
it's Friday or Tuesday or
Right.
Monday.
Them's is clues.
Them's clues, though, for the theme.
So what is the next beer?
So the next beer comes to us from Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales out of Dexter, Michigan. And this beer is the Calabaza Blanca.
What was that again?
That's made up.
The Calabaza Blanca.
That sounds awesome.
And it's an artisan white ale brewed with spices.
Not only that, I believe it is also barrel aged.
Yes, it is aged in oak casks, and it's brewed with coriander and orange peel.
Tasty.
Yes. IBUs, 15. Alcohol, 4.8.
Right on.
Super drinkable.
I say there was one word in there that I didn't really like.
Coriander.
Yes.
What is coriander?
It's an asshole.
Ugh. Why don't they just call it O-rings?
Brewed with O-rings.
Yeah, I don't
Coriander
remember if I
is
like
only
it.
an asshole to some people, Dennis.
Huh.
Yes.
I can't recall
About
if I like it or
10% of
not.
the population.
Yeah. It's
I love that statistic.
well, it's for that portion of the population, coriander can taste like soap
Oh, so it's an actual genetic marker type.
that he has.
You're filled with canaries in a coal mine. You got that.
I say, no
you,
context
You got
there.
you got the jaw twitch for sour things.
You're just filled with canaries.
You're right. I guess if they kind of fast forward to this point, that wouldn't make much sense.
Don't skip segment 1.
Adam is bad for birds. He is full of canaries.
You're just full of canaries.
Another T-shirt idea. Looks delicious.
So yeah, it does look delicious. It's meant to be a white ale. It's supposed to be. It's brewed in Belgium's Beer Blanche tradition.
Okay.
So brewed as a white ale. It's brewed traditionally as a white ale, but it was brewed in Dexter, Michigan. So
Right.
it's
As
not
traditional
technically
as you
a
can
Belgian
get
beer. Yeah,
by watching YouTube videos.
there you go.
I was able to fix my washing machine by watching YouTube videos. Why can't they do that?
I had
Right.
no idea you had a washing machine.
I do. It's in the basement.
You just had never-ending supply of clothes.
Well, I do usually buy socks by the gross.
I remember my pre-wife days. I wouldn't wash socks. I'd just buy more. She put a stop to that. And now my dog has a lot of toys.
Dennis, these can be reused, right? I guess.
Or
So yeah, this beer does look delicious. Though it's pale.
Mhm.
It's very pale. It has a nice lacing to it on the head.
it does. It does.
Yeah.
Honestly, head is kind of minimal.
Yeah.
And there is some lacing, but it's certainly not a big floofy head.
No, it's not big and floofy, but it's what little there is sticking around.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It definitely has a tart, crispy smell in the nose, which I think pulls back to that traditional Belgian white ale.
Yeah.
Either that or you didn't clean out your glass from the last segment.
No, it is meant to
It
have
is.
it.
I was like, uh-oh. Now,
Smell
we's
the-
professionals. We did that.
Smell the bottle. And you'll get the same thing.
Even the bottle says it's meant to have a refreshingly tart flavor, but with a dry finish.
Okay.
Wonder if that means they use maybe something along the lines of some of that champagne yeast that's out there.
Maybe.
Living that brute life.
Yeah. Or they just have specially developed abbey yeast that they got from monks or something
Could be.
You don't know that.
at the top of a mountain.
You don't know that Abby made it. Could have been anybody.
Ignoring.
I don't know how not to acknowledge Adam. I just have to.
If Kelsey was here, that would be an "Oh, Adam."
At least she says it so endearingly.
That's her version of a Southerner's "Bless your heart."
Yeah.
I feel like that's something you say to someone that's just like chewing on a tire. Like you feel bad for them, but they're also not hurting anyone, so you don't stop them.
I guess. All right.
Yes.
Use 4 canaries.
Yeah.
That's the level of tartness I can handle. Anything
Yeah.
past that, it's too much for me.
We've now dialed it back to a level that Dennis and I enjoy.
So it's certainly way back. That doesn't mean it isn't enjoyable, because this is still a very good beer.
Yeah.
It does have notes of soap.
Oh, you
For
still-
you,
Yeah, for me.
For
a little
you.
bit.
That's interesting.
A little bit.
that's just his broken jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I get snow soap.
Yeah, I get a little bit of it on the tip of the tongue. Not as bad as others that we've had,
Right.
but yeah.
So it might be light on the coriander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, it I don't know. It just satisfies everything it said it was going to be. It's a white ale. It's a little bit tart. It get a little bit of orange.
All in all, not bad.
Yeah, all in all, not bad. Does have a dry finish, but it's not dry your mouth out dry.
Right.
It's just kind of like, oh, okay, and that's done.
And we move on.
Yeah, and we move on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely really crispy. I enjoy this guy. I could probably have one after cutting the grass.
Yeah. This could also be passed off as a fancy dinner beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Like trying to impress the in-laws.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's really smooth. I think maybe if you didn't present the bottle, not that the bottle art is bad or anything like that.
It's just misleading.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like classy. Like you need like gold foil and
Right.
you need the little
The bottle itself looks classy. It looks nice. Like the style of
yeah,
bottle.
it's a good bottle, but it also needs that it needs the wire
Like
cork.
the key
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the wire cork. Yeah, it needs all that. It needs a little more pomp and circumstance to pass off, visually as a fancy beer.
Right.
But
Not enough pomp.
I definitely agree with that. It's a
Pride
fun
of
beer.
Dexter, Michigan.
I enjoy this.
Yes, agreed.
Yes. All right. For this segment, we're bringing back something that's a pretty common occurrence on this show. It's we're going to review and talk about a TV show and or piece of media that Adam hasn't seen.
Because it's not Jeopardy or Law and Order.
Right. Or Family Guy reruns.
Is that literally all you watch?
I mean, for the most part.
No Rick and Morty?
Nah. I don't mind it. I've seen it. I don't yearn for it.
Oh, don't review it. People out there still like you. If they hear you don't like Rick and Morty, they're going to be marching on Washington.
Yeah, really, like, in that case, you should have just remained like, a Schrodinger's cat. Mm-hmm. Just don't reveal whether or not you watch Rick and Morty.
I am aware of the show.
See, don't even say that. Don't even say that. Just say nothing about it.
Well, no, I usually don't.
Yeah.
Steve's like, stop talking.
Yeah, just stop talking about it because...
Just in general, just
Yeah.
stop talking.
Yeah, just because people who are fans of the show can be, toxic and obnoxious. And people who aren't fans of the show can be toxic and obnoxious. So it's just best to never talk about whether or not you watch that show.
Just step outside the arena. Right. Don't even show up.
Exactly. You were perfectly fine, Adam, and now you've tainted the experiment by letting us know the cat is dead.
So I wonder if the cat's dead, cat's dead. Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
I'm going to lunch.
It's been observed. Now, something I do know you haven't seen, though, which is kind of probe this segment, is Making a Murderer.
That is correct.
You haven't seen that.
Right.
Dennis and I have, though.
Great.
Yeah.
So you two talk about it. I'm going to go have a beer.
So this is your chance to get all your questions answered,
Okay.
as far as we know.
Without giving up 3 weeks of your life.
Yeah.
Understood. So how many episodes is this
Well,
show? Because I understand it's on the Netflix.
right. It's on the Netflix.
20?
Yeah, there's 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have sounded more confident.
Yeah. Yeah.
20?
Yeah, be more confident. Yeah, there's the 2 seasons, 10 parts per season.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing's solved.
Great. All right.
We all watched that Tom Segura animation video,
Oh, yes.
and basically,
Oh, man. If you haven't, watch it.
yeah, check it out. Like, search on YouTube, just search Tom Segura Making a Murderer. It's probably the funniest 3 minutes. And then it'll save you a lot of time because after season 2, it's the same thing as season 1.
So is it the same murderer or is it a whole other
No,
case?
same
Oh,
murder. Yes,
sweet
following the
baby
same
Jesus.
person.
All right. So is this fiction? Is this nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Is this based on nonfiction?
No, this is a real life
Yeah,
occurrence.
it's the truth.
Okay.
This
And
is just like the staircase.
Okay.
And a lot
So-
of the events coincided in real time.
So
Like,
this is a how do I want to put this, documentary style presentation rather
Yes.
than
Yep.
a
I would agree with that.
drama series.
Yeah, it's a
style presentation.
Yeah, it's documentary style, and it's not even dramatized like Unsolved Mysteries used to be.
Gotcha.
How they would, you
Yeah.
know, film
Oh,
a
right.
reenactment.
It's legit film.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
this
went
is
down.
Straight up documentary.
We couldn't afford Robert Stack. I get that.
Well, most people can't right now. I think you need Jeff Bezos money to get that Robert Stack back. So
That's what we call it. Stackbacks.
Stack back.
I would like paid in stackbacks, please.
that's Stack back. I'll give you a brief overview of the case of how we've come to where we are.
How we are making said
Yeah.
murderer.
Yeah, how they made a murder and how we're 2 seasons deep.
Step 1, get all your ingredients together.
Right. So the first ingredient is a bunch of dumb, ugly people from Wisconsin.
Woof.
A bunch of junkyard people is essentially what they are.
Junkyard
what?
people.
Junkyard
You know what they
people.
remind me of? Hobbits from Lord of the Rings. Like
little bit.
they all shared the ring though, and
Yeah.
they all got warped under a mountain together.
It's weird.
Yeah, they all
Well, you've
seem to
seen
be
Schmeagol.
afflicted with
Yes.
the same face.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a reason. That's
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, the same.
real close family there.
Yeah, there's a real close family that's revealed.
Okay. All right.
It is revealed that their family tree does not branch well
Oh.
Or far.
or far.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. There's a lot of dumb and ugly in that, and they also marry and have kids with dumb and ugly.
And that came out.
Oh.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Again,
Isn't
no
just-
dramatization.
No.
Yeah, no dramatization. It just is. And then, despite the Wisconsin accent, you can also just listen to them speak and realize, don't let the accent throw you off, because there is a lot of, what, and,
Which
whatever.
I actually like that.
That's fun. That's the fun part, is everybody speaks in that funny accent.
Gotcha.
We went down to the, garage, and then we went to the junkyard, and then the Averys, they had the RAV4 on their property.
No, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
It just obnoxious. There's one woman on the witness stand, and just the way she says RAV4,
Oh man.
it's just, I found the RAV4.
The Rav.
I think that's why I left the room and I had to get a beer. I was resigned to not drinking that night.
But anyway, back to the beginning. It all starts back in the 80s with one of these junkyard people, Stephen
Okay.
Avery.
All right.
And basically the entire family, if you know junkyard people, they're all kind of like outside of the law in a way. They're scummy. I'm sorry.
And people just let them do whatever.
Yeah.
As long as they don't bother anyone, they just let them go.
Yeah, they basically set up that, this family kind of lives outside of the community.
Gotcha.
They have their scrapyard, and that's it.
They live in the back 40.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And when they do come out into the community, it's usually to cause trouble.
Gotcha.
And that's who the Stephen Avery character was.
Okay.
He was a troublemaker about town. And at some point
Just
in the 80s...
small stuff, nothing crazy.
Just
Petty
small-
crimes.
Petty
Yeah.
crimes, but, being a jerk off. And then, obviously, fighting within the family. That's the one thing I noticed. They all have that mentality of when you fight with your family, like, it's okay if you get violent or, point guns at each other and shit like that. Because they don't view the law as applying to that. They see it all as internal.
It's all family struggle.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah. But you get what I'm getting
I
at.
do.
With it. Yeah.
I do.
And we all kind of know families like that. But what happens is Stephen Avery gets charged with a rape.
Okay.
This woman is attacked and sexually assaulted on a beach, not too far from their property. Like, it's within drivable distance.
Okay.
And through shitty police work, really, he winds up getting convicted of the crime.
Okay.
He spends 18 years in jail, but the whole thing is he didn't fit the description that the victim provided. They just knew that he was trouble around town, and then they produced a sketch from a photo of him.
Okay. Oh.
Which isn't what you do.
No.
Yeah.
You make a sketch from eyewitness testimony, not going, bad, let me cheat.
Yeah. And like, admittedly, they eventually do find the real rapist, because while he's in jail, this guy is
Still raping.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's still
okay.
raping and attacking women
Yikes.
in basically the same place.
Uh-huh.
In the same way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like nobody thought to
And nobody's
think,
like, well, what about this guy?
yeah, hey, wait a minute. Hey, that guy seems to have an MO.
'Cause if I recall, they even had testimony that the sheriff said, "I'm going to get you." Like
Right.
before any of that even went down,
Oh, wow.
law enforcement
Yeah.
already had it out for him. You know,
Because he was trouble around town. You know, and his whole family was.
I
So,
think it was the advancements in DNA testing. Was
Right.
when they found out he had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
yeah, what it was, what exonerated him and freed Stephen Avery from prison originally was that they found a pubic hair, and then they matched it to the DNA of this guy that was already in the system
Gotcha.
from other crimes, and they go, oh, that's our actual rapist.
Right.
So he's freed.
Okay.
He comes home in 2003, and he starts the proceedings to sue the ever-loving shit out of this small, poor community. Really.
Okay.
But for their shoddy work and taking 18 years of his life, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something to the tune of $36 million.
Okay.
So, yeah. What happens in the meantime between his release and 2005 is this woman is murdered.
Okay.
And she disappears on October 31st and isn't technically found till, I believe, November 6th, 7th, or 8th.
Okay.
In and around that time. Because what they wind up finding is they find her RAV4. Her RAV4 is discovered on the Avery's scrapyard property.
Okay.
And her bones are found in a burn pit behind
In a gravel yard.
Yeah, it was found in a burn pit behind Avery's house. It's found in a burn barrel in his neighbor's yard,
Okay.
which is also his sister.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Or aunt, I don't know.
No, it's his sister.
I
Yeah.
was making a family
Oh, well, it could be
Oh.
both. Yeah, sister aunt.
Yeah.
You're right there, Dennis. It is sister aunt. And then it's also found on the county property. They find bones on the county property
Okay.
there was a quarry.
Oh, all
So-
right.
so there's-
So he tried to spread everything out.
Maybe.
Oh.
That's not the theory.
Okay. All right.
So the whole thing is the reason why they're trying to fight the case is because a lot of the evidence is found weirdly.
Okay.
So like
Poor
I s-
logs.
Yeah, poor
notes
logging.
taken.
So the weirdness is found in when they find the bones, they've already searched the burn pit a couple times,
Oh.
and then the bones turn up.
Like the third time. Why wasn't it there the first
Yeah.
couple times you looked?
Okay.
They find a key to the RAV4. I'm just going to keep saying it that
That's
way.
fine.
Yeah. They find a key to the RAV4 in his trailer, but it's the third time after they've already looked.
Okay.
They find, a bullet that they think was used in her murder in his garage, but there's no other DNA evidence of her
Right.
being anywhere in his house or in his garage.
And the gentleman that owned the property before the Averys, he used to fire the same weapon, same ammunition out there. He said thousands of rounds right around that garage. So odds are it could easily be
Oh,
one of
geez.
those rounds.
Okay.
Yeah. He said something like he fired off 5 or 6 pricks.
Oh.
Yeah, which he said is about 500 rounds a prick. And he was just basically either shooting at his own property, including his
Bottles.
garage,
Right.
Yeah.
bottles, targets, chipmunks, groundhogs, whatever.
Place is riddled with bullets.
Yeah, there's casings everywhere. You can't not find casings and bullet pieces.
Wow.
Yeah. So this goes on, and all of the DNA evidence that's found linking Stephen Avery to the crime is really suspect
Okay.
because it doesn't show up. And this is what you get into in season 2. Season 1 is all about they're trying to stoke the fires that the cops planted evidence to really pin it on him,
Okay.
because they do know that the victim, Teresa Hallbach, was at Stephen Avery's property, and he's one of the last people to see her alive.
Okay.
She was an auto trader photographer.
Oh, okay.
So she would regularly go out to his property to take
Early
pictures of what...
2000, so that
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
There's still auto traders.
Well, I mean, you can't flag someone off the street with a camera and take pictures and
Right. But that's what her job was, just getting flagged down or getting called to property. And obviously there's...
hustle shots.
Yeah.
Hustle shots.
Hustle shots.
If it's not something where the manager of the company will call you and say, Adam, I need you, this person put in a requisition, you need to go there, take photos. Hustle shots, you're actually driving and someone either knows you in the community and says, hey, can you do some of this? I want to get this posted. So
Gotcha.
we'll stop. And there was no record of hustle shots. So
I gotcha.
You could do
Okay.
whatever you want.
Yeah, it's like total freelancer stuff, but you
okay.
could sell it. It's like Peter Parker stuff.
Gotcha.
You take pictures of the cars and you turn it into Auto Trader, and there you go.
Okay.
But that's what her job was, and she was last seen taking pictures of a van on Stephen Avery's property,
Okay.
like which he admitted to. Like, yeah, she came by to do this.
Right.
Like I called her and she came over, but he's fighting that the evidence. is-
And he said he watched her leave like she
Right.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that season 1 kind of started and put people in, put in people's minds was that the evidence was planted by the cops, because the cops, one, had, a grudge against him,
And track record of already put him in jail when he didn't do anything.
Right.
right, and two, he was trying to get $36 million out of them,
Right.
and by him going to jail again, that actually stopped that process.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that. Season 2 gets a little more flight of fancy.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Well, he gets a new lawyer, and this lawyer is Kathleen Zellner, and
yeah.
she is a real shark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing. She only takes cases where she tries to get people out of prison. She has the best track record in North America, and on top of that, she straight up asks him, "If you did this, I'm going to find out.
Right.
Like my job is to find the truth, not to get you out.
Right.
If you didn't do this, I'll get you out. But if you did do this, I'm just going to build a better case so that way you'll never get out."
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. She's a real shark. She gets into it though, that she starts connecting a lot of dots, and I think this is more for the show and for kind of the flight of fancy. Like the conspiracy against him gets a lot bigger
Okay.
than it needs to. She starts connecting like ex-boyfriends to the cops, and she also starts blaming of other family members of his.
Okay.
And I mean,
And his previous lawyers as
Right,
well
right.
for not getting a DNA specialist. Like, why would you not do that when that's part of the evidence?
Right.
A specialist would have been able to easily prove that everything was planted.
I gotcha.
But for no reason, not even cost, like that wasn't even a reason. Did they ever actually say why they didn't get a specialist?
They really didn't. I think it was more alluded to that they didn't have the time to do it, because he did have a little bit of a payout in money. Like he had something like almost $500,000, which is why he was able to hire those two top attorneys
Okay.
to try his case in the beginning. I just don't think they had the time to
Okay.
really do everything. And then there was also evidence withheld by the prosecution.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Which comes out that's like the big bombshell
Okay.
of season 2, is that there was there was a lot of evidence withheld, and one of the biggest things was like the computer records of Stephen Avery's nephew.
Okay.
And he had some real fucked up stuff on his computer.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Like mutilations,
Oh. Ugh.
bestiality,
Yeah.
like it all came out.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Some shit a psychopath would have.
Right.
So, yeah, it's possible. And I actually theorized this. I felt real smart about myself. I gave myself a little gold star. But I was in season 1, and I was like, oh, I bet his fucking nephew did that shit. And then that's the theory proposed in season 2.
Gotcha.
So I felt extra smart.
There you go.
Whether or not that's all how it went down.
So is there a conclusion to this?
No, not yet.
Okay. Is there going to be a conclusion?
Well, after they make enough money off of Netflix, probably.
Okay. All right.
It's possible.
He's still in jail.
Yeah, he's still in jail. And then the other side of it was his other nephew, Brendan.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a bunch of nephews.
I watch
But-
wrestling.
Yeah. He's the one on the Tom Segura video that goes, "You watch wrestling?
Gotcha. All right.
I'm
good.
stupid." But the thing is, this kid was like 16 years old. And he has an IQ of 70.
Oh my.
And
Yeah.
the cops coerced. They basically coerced.
Fed him information.
They got him to confess that
Oh.
him and Steven killed this woman.
Oh, okay.
And the manner he confessed, again, this is back to the evidence, that he confessed that like they stabbed her and raped her and all this shit in Steven's bedroom, and then they took her out and shot her in the yard, and then he changed it to the garage. But the thing
Everything
is-
was changed 3 or
Right,
4 times until they heard what they wanted to hear.
right.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, with all that, there's absolutely no DNA evidence to support any of that.
It's all
Yeah.
conjecture at this point.
Like if you stab somebody a bunch of times, like he said they did, like they'll bleed everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a trace.
Yeah, there's gonna be a trace. But they got this confession out of him, and then they used the confession to help convict Steven, and they convicted him on first-degree murder, despite having no physical evidence tying the nephew to anything.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they just like constantly keep fighting this confession that is obviously coming from somebody who's slow and was fed information and was told like, hey, just be honest and we'll help you out.
Right.
Yeah.
And like his mom wasn't even present at the interrogation either.
Yeah, they did
that's-
everything just with him, and the mom was there. She was just outside. I think they did something where they wouldn't let her in.
Yeah.
Or they also tricked her into saying, "Hey, we just need to do this. This is better for him. Let it
Oh,
just
wow.
be us." Like,
Because
it
she's
was
not
real.
really smart either. So, yeah. And her husband isn't. Well, the father of Brendan is a real dum-dum too. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's cards stacked against these people.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I feel like the thing about season 2, and it's the same thing that happens with all of these true crime documentaries. Like there's the Paradise Lost series,
Okay.
and it actually has something very similar in which one of the kids is low IQ,
Okay.
and he's also a child, and they coerced the confession out of him, and
Okay.
that sent him and his 2 friends to jail.
Oh geez.
Right, and none of them did it.
Right.
But the thing you get into, like, after the trial, you get to learn how, like, really dogged the state is
Yeah.
about admitting they're wrong,
Oh. Okay.
and that
Real
they
shady.
don't.
Right.
The prosecutor was found out that he was on a bunch of different narcotics. Like he was addicted.
Oh, shit.
He
Yeah.
was.
Sexually harassing women.
Yeah, his employees, like underneath him.
So he's being a scumbag.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude, that Ken Kratz has got the most punchable face.
Man, I know. I
That dude
just want to
sucks
hit him.
so hard.
And then he was playing off of. So I thought it was really interesting how the series impacted real life. Like people saw season 1. Now there's all these protests all over the place. People writing
damn.
people. Like it was crazy to see how the series actually impacted the situation. And Ken Kratz, after he had to resign, there's no way around it. Like they had documented text messages of him being a sleazeball.
Oh wow.
And now he came out with a book. He's holding random press conferences because Netflix is really blowing this up. Everyone's now
Right.
taking notice. And he's just taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's just insane. You really should watch.
I guess I should jump
it's,
in on
it's
that.
really good.
Okay.
You should check it.
just give up at least a week of your life.
Okay.
You'll knock out 2 seasons. By the time that's done, you'll probably have season 3 will be out.
All right. All right. I'll have to jump in on that then.
Yeah, you really should. It's really good. It's infuriating. My favorite thing, though, and it especially happens in season 2, is anytime that fuckface Ken Kratz is on the screen,
Oh, God.
they start playing ominous music.
Like political campaigns, what they do when they're about to bash someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just really subtle, but you'll hear the music change anytime he's on the screen, and it just tells you how much like the documentary makers and him,
Yeah.
like just have butted heads over
Right.
doing this.
What,
Yeah.
Make him look like an asshole.
Oh yeah, they
Even
do.
though he's already doing a good enough job
Right.
himself.
Yep.
Yeah, and he is a scumbag, but they just really turn him out on this one. And it's great.
But honestly, he's probably rich now. Probably sold tons
Yeah.
of his books.
Yeah, yeah. He got rich off of fighting with
Yeah.
them. So
Jeez.
yeah, but no, they both Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey sit in jail as
To
of
this
right
day.
now. Yeah,
Oh,
to this
Stephen
day.
Avery became like a rock star. He was like all these women were writing him, and he
Yeah.
started dating some of them, and insane.
Yeah, one
ridiculous.
tricked him into thinking like that she loved him,
Uh-huh.
and then she wound up on Dr. Phil,
Which is what she wanted, that type
Holy
of
shit.
attention.
and then she broke off the engagement on Dr. Phil. Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah.
What an
She's a real
asshole.
piece of shit. Yeah,
Yeah. He's an asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely got to watch it. It's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I'll have to
It's
jump
worth
in
it.
on
It's,
this.
it's entertaining and it's interesting. Season 2, I actually think, is really interesting for just learning about kind of the process of, appeals and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it was that
Yeah.
involved.
Okay.
It's insane. And it shows like the state could be assholes and there's nothing you can do about it. Like
Right.
even when the federal government approved different appeals, the state was like, nah,
Never
we don't
mind.
want to.
Yeah, we're not going to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, and you can't tell us what to do.
Wow.
Which was somewhat accurate because he's in a state prison, not a federal prison. So federal government
They can't-
walk
right.
in there and take him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out then.
Yeah, it's worth your time, I think.
Sweet.
Even though there's no resolution.
Yet. Yet.
I don't know. You fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Netflix. So what do you think we talk about this beer from Jolly Pumpkin?
The Calabaza Blanca.
Yes. I like this beer.
I liked it too.
Dennis, did you like this beer? Netflix.
No, it was really good. I can have multiple of those at 4.8%, 15 IBUs. It's a really smooth drinker, and it's refreshing.
It is.
I think it's refreshing. I also think you can pass it off as fancy.
Yes. Yes.
It's
this is
aged in oak barrels. That's fancy
It's gotta be
people
fancy.
stuff.
Just gotta get Steve a cork and a wire cap to put
That's
on.
right.
top.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can, hide it elsewhere. I just have to get it to the glass. If I can get it to a snifter, I'm good. That looks classy as hell.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're in good shape with that.
As long as you bring your top hat and monocle.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't let people see me, pop a cap. I have to pull up a cork.
Yeah.
Unless they're talking that trash, then you pop a cap.
Ooh,
pop a
I like that.
And you stash their RAV4 on the Avery.
We just down here popping caps.
All right, what do you say we take a break?
And we'll reveal the theme.
We'll be back.
Well, ladies and gents, welcome to Lady Bitch Time. Lady Bitch Time is a program invented by me, your lady. Not so much. I am like the most extreme tomboy on this planet. But that aside, this program was invented to bitch about whatever the fuck I am feeling like at this moment in time. You can bitch with me. In fact, in the future, I will be bitching about something that you need to bitch about. Who knows? I'm your host, Amanda, and new episodes will be airing every Tuesday on the Pew Pew Audio Network. So stick around, bitches.
Welcome back to episode 85 of the Hop Nation USA podcast. I'm joined with Adam and Dennis.
What?
They still here.
Yeah, we didn't walk away.
No
didn't leave.
naps.
We're back,
I didn't murder them and then get framed for said murder.
which is appreciated.
Murder Garage.
Murder garage.
Isn't that on the Velocity Network?
Probably. Just like turning garages into death traps.
Also
Plastic.
known as Pittsburgh Housing System.
Plastic sheeting everywhere.
Yo, dog, we heard you like spikes, so we put a bunch of spikes all over the yard.
And bear traps, because
Yeah.
bears are a problem.
And then we got this TV with the Xbox One hooked up.
Come on in.
Just don't trip and fall.
So, by the way, this is the Xavier Grimble episode.
Oh, your Sporty Man reference for the
Yes,
day.
we had to get that covered.
Who dat?
Tight end for the Stillers.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a local reference. So, Xavier Grimble, this is your episode. Congratulations.
You won.
You made it.
Been waiting for that reference. You don't know how much I look forward to these every episode.
Sweet release.
Sweet release. All right. Well, Dennis has our third beer of the evening, so I'll turn it over to him to introduce.
All right. So this next beer is coming from AleDecadent Ales. It is a blueberry creamsicle. That's a double IPA brewed with blueberries and Madagascar vanilla beans. Those are expensive. It is a 8.6%, so it should be super tasty. It's made with dry hop mosaic to pair very well with those blueberries and Madagascar vanilla beans. So I'm looking forward to jumping into this guy and seeing what we've got.
Now, you said double IPA, but
Sure did.
this is definitely going to be a
Right.
IPA.
You also said decadent.
Right. You also said decadent and creamsicle in the description. I believe we did the orange a few episodes back, or
yeah.
20 episodes back,
We
whatever.
have had decadent on,
Yeah.
on before.
We know anytime they say IPA, it's not.
Right. Although I will say, with it coming out of the can, I can smell the hops a little bit.
Well, that's a good sign. That's not overshadowed with diabetes.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I can also smell the blueberry.
Well, that's good. I mean, but that's good.
Right. And I haven't even sniffed it yet. It's just at the table, I can smell it.
So looking at it, it's a pretty much an opaque.
Yeah.
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 It's opaque. It has a little blue tinge to it from the blueberries.
A touch.
Touch of a tinge.
The head, nice and fluffy here.
Yeah, big fluffy head on it.
Yeah, white, fluffy head. Sticking around a little bit longer than the other beers we've had here tonight.
Yeah.
So I can dig on that.
Looks wonderful.
It does. Very picturesque beer.
On the nose, yeah, I get the hop.
It's
Definitely
hot.
get the mosaic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
for
get the
sure.
hop. It smells, and it's probably because, obviously it uses the same hop, but the Fulton 300 uses mosaic hops.
So that's a good sign for you.
Yeah, it's good. I think I like the mosaic hop. That might be my go-to.
Okay.
That and the Azaka. I like both of them.
But hey, I'm living that Fuggle life.
I understand.
So
I'm just saying when I'm in
Fug and Fuggle.
that's right. Fug life.
Fug
Fug
life.
like, oh my goodness, I'm making that into a t-shirt.
We're already ahead of you.
No!
It's ours. Don't steal our trade.
I'm so torn about what I'm going to taste with this because it's a creamsicle, but it's also a double IPA.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
only
Quote
one way to
unquote.
find out.
Yes. Let's do that.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
Daddy likes.
That aftertaste is really sweet.
So that is certainly a full-bodied beer.
Yeah.
That is a healthy malt.
Some would
On
call
there.
it thick with the
Yes.
double C. Yeah.
Like oatmeal.
Mm.
But no oatmeal.
But no oatmeal.
Yes.
But blueberries,
Yeah.
which go in oatmeal.
And you need that vitamin C because,
Yeah.
scurvy.
Because scurvy. Yeah, that's a really thick beer. And there's a real sweet vanilla blueberry aftertaste to it. But I do get the hops on, drinking
Right.
it.
Yes.
I definitely get
Yes.
a punch in the face of hops up front. I wonder what the IBUs are. They didn't really come out and say it.
They're bullshit.
Probably in the 40s, I guess. 40 the early 50s.
Let's go 46.
I was
That's a
thinking more
solid
like
number.
48.
I'm sorry, Dennis. You're
The
a guest.
betting's closed. Betting is closed.
All right.
I'll abstain, but I'll say 66.
Ah, you're the arbiter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say 66.
So
I
you're
think.
just
This
Lemieux
is happening
fan.
live for you folks at home watching this in the future.
The future.
Dennis, you said 48?
Correct.
And Adam, you said 46?
Correct.
And I said 66.
Correct.
Closest without going over is Dennis
Ooh, what is it?
Oh,
at 55 IBUs.
daggum. Well done.
I did say late 40s to early 50s.
You did. You did. You called that.
My IBUs are, on point.
Your palate is well tuned.
Ah, that's my canary.
IBUs in the Fox voter range.
No, this is a blueberry, not a red berry.
Oh, okay. My bad.
That
Whoopsie-doo.
was so funny. I did
Has a
like-
little bit of political humor after the elections. Aha, yeah.
This beer does not control Texas.
But to be fair, nothing controls Texas.
Nothing controls.
That's why you can't mess with Texas.
Can't mess with Texas. Texas wild as fuck. So yeah, I dig this beer. It's not as
I like
sweet.
it.
It's not as sweet as some of the other things we've had by them. And I get more hop flavor than I remember from getting on the orange. And I think maybe because the orange is already in that citrus hop area. You
It kind of overpowers it a little bit.
right.
Yeah,
It may be
I
hard
can
to
see that.
differentiate between what's orange and what's hop. This, you definitely taste the hop.
Right.
It's there.
So that's where I'm kind of conflicted because yes, it's supposed to be a blueberry creamsicle,
Yeah.
but it's also a double IPA.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at it from the creamsicle perspective, it's not that great. If I'm looking at it from the double IPA perspective, yeah, it's hitting the marks.
Yeah.
So, I can bitch, but I can't bitch at the same time. I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to bitch.
Well, if you don't know what to do, we'll just move on.
Okay.
Give you time to think about it.
Okay.
But for now, we're going to do some Thanksgiving recipes. It's been a while since we did recipes on the show.
That's true. It's been at least 4 episodes.
It's been way longer
It's
than
been 16 episodes.
I not home brewing recipes. I mean,
Right.
like
Adam, how's your concept of time work?
It's a circle.
time is a flat circle.
guess that's probably a theory.
All right. All right. So,
Lincoln lawyer.
Lincoln. Sean McConaughey.
McConaughey.
All right.
We taking flashbacks, huh? It's getting all wavy in here.
Sean McConaughey. All right.
McConaughey Bay.
Connery.
McConaughey Bay. So, what I've asked my cohorts to do is prepare some Thanksgiving meals or side dishes, a recipe of some sort that involves craft beer.
Mhm.
We've done this in the past, and this is going to help you prepare for your Turkey Day celebration. This is ahead of time. We're forward thinking for a change. I have one. Dennis, you have one.
Yep.
Adam, you have
Yes.
something?
As long as I don't go first.
Okay, so Adam will not go first. Dennis, would you like to go first? I'll leave it up to you.
I as will go.
Okay.
All right. So the recipe that I, critically researched for many, many minutes to locate and procure can be found on the Home Brewers Association website. They actually had 8 really unique recipes made out of craft beer. So the one I chose, and I will be making this Thanksgiving, is the White Rascal Turkey Stuffing. White Rascal being a delicious craft beer from Avery Brewing Company. So prep time 30 minutes, total cook time 2.5 hours. So your ingredients include 2 French baguettes cut into 1-inch cubes, 4 teaspoons of unsalted butter, 1/2 stick, 2 cups of yellow onions diced up, 2 cups of celery, 2 Granny Smith or Fuji apples, your choice.
Fuji apples.
Fiji?
Fiji? I don't know.
Fuji?
No, Fuji apple.
Yeah,
Is it?
Fuji.
I've never heard of a Fuji apple.
Yeah, those
really?
are the really deep red ones, right?
No.
I don't know apples.
No.
I don't either.
But I can't remember the last time I had fruit that wasn't a pie, to be honest.
No, the Macintosh is the really deep red one. Fuji apples are they kind of have a blended skin, which is like yellow and red. They're one
Okay.
they're one of the softest and sweetest apples.
No, I've heard of Fuji cameras, but never Fuji apples.
Well, I shall continue on.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
No worries. Fuji apples.
facts.
Also diced, the more you know. 1/2 cup of dried cranberries, 2 teaspoons flat leaf parsley chopped, 1.5 teaspoons, not 11 divided by 2 teaspoons of
What kind of asshole recipe?
I was like 11 divided by 2. You couldn't just say 5.5.
3 cosine.
So 1.5 teaspoons rosemary mince, 2 teaspoons kosher sugar, 1/2 teaspoon ground pepper, 1/2 cup roasted almonds chopped, 1 and 1.5 cups of White Rascal. So that sounds like at least, what would you guys say, half a bottle?
Half a cup is 4 ounces, so
Third
a
of
bottle.
Wait.
1.5 cup.
1.5 cups would be 6 ounces.
Yeah, because if a cup's
Half
4,
cup is 4.
I think you said 1 cup was 4.
No,
plus
half cup is
8
4.
is 12 ounces. Yeah,
So it's also a bottle of White Rascal.
So,
I'm an idiot.
but we all know you're not going to go out and just get 1 bottle.
True.
Get a 6-pack.
Damn
Or
straight.
a 4-pack, however many they gives you. And then go ahead and drink the rest. But, so did you guys want to post this recipe on social media
I
platforms?
mean, we'll probably put a link up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially since you said the Brewers Association has a whole bunch.
Right,
We'll give
yeah.
them credit.
Yeah. We'll give them credit where credit's
Awesome.
due, but, now the world is more aware
Yes.
that they have these things to make your Thanksgiving better and beerier.
And as you can tell, everything on the ingredients list, I mean, it's nice and easy. Take a trip down to your local supermarket, grab some of those ingredients, grab some of the beers, and you'll be able to find the step-by-step recipe posted on hopnationusa.com.
.com.
.com.
We're on the .com. That actually sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely making this and putting it in the whole way inside of my belly.
I'd totally be into that.
Yeah.
I like White Rascal, so why not?
Why wouldn't you like it in a stuffing?
Just why not do it?
And that's actually a lot of beer to go into a recipe.
Right.
So I can already tell that that's going to actually have the taste. It's not a drop just so you can say it was made out of
Right.
beer. It's enough in there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually have a recipe that can kind of go along with that. My recipe didn't come from the Brewers, whatever.
The Brewers, whatever.
The Brewers, whatever. The
Them
Brewers
guys.
Association. Brewers Association. I just found a gravy recipe, and then I tweaked it.
Oh, all right.
I tweaked it a little bit because there's something I noticed that's coming around this year. There are Popeye's chicken, which I'm a fan of.
You have my attention.
Popeye's chicken is selling turkeys.
Really?
What?
Cajun style turkeys.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
This is propaganda.
This is not propaganda.
Spread by the
not
Russian
fake
government.
news. Not fake news, Dennis. Real news.
Huh.
They're pre-cooked and then flash frozen.
Oh.
So it doesn't take as long to reheat them.
Oh, okay.
And they're smothered in all that good Louisiana spice. Stop it.
Just quit talking dirty.
They're usually like 9 to 13 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You want to know how much?
Yes.
$40.
Okay.
Yeah. For a pre-cooked bird.
For a pre-cooked 13-pound bird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like 4 hours back into your schedule.
Yeah. So I had to come up with something for that. I came up with a gravy that also includes a craft beer, but it's going to be kind of a Cajun-style gravy as well with some of the spices. So what you're going to do is you're going to take kind of a regular gravy recipe, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of all flour, melt down your butter, stir in your flour. That's how you get a roux.
Yes.
Start your roux.
Roux I will do.
Start a roux. Then add in a cup of the turkey pan drippings. You know what the drippings is?
Oh,
That's
yeah, the good stuff.
Oh,
That's the fat. That's the goodness.
Yeah, that's where the flavor is.
that's what gets you through winter.
Baby boy, that's the goodness.
Baby boy.
And then you add in 1.5 cups of chicken broth. And then add in a 1/2 cup of a smoked porter or Marzen.
Okay.
You want to get a smoked beer in there, though.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple suggestions, and I'll get to those at the end. You want to just grind in some black pepper, teaspoon of thyme, teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of cayenne, teaspoon of white pepper.
Okay.
Put all that in to your gravy as you stir it down. Just reduce that down until you got gravy goodness.
Oh, how much that smoked beer do you think? You should
1/2
have?
cup.
You said 1/2 cup?
Yeah, 1/2 cup of smoked beer.
That means you have to
'Cause-
drink the rest out of the bottle.
Right. Yeah, that's only 4 ounces, so that's 2/3 of a bottle left.
Not 11 and divide by 2.
But yeah, the original recipe called for 2 cups of broth, so I just took a 1/2 cup out of the broth,
Nice.
put in beer.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I like it.
So a couple suggestions for the beer. One of my favorites, and is probably what I would use if I did it, but the Rausch beer from the Echt Schlenkerla. It's the really, really hard to pronounce import.
Oh, yeah, we had that on one of the shows, didn't we?
No.
No.
We talked about it, though.
We have.
Yeah, we talked about it, and it's at Market District right now.
Then you guys use such great adjectives, I thought I'd drink it.
I probably just talked about it a lot because it's one of my favorite smoked beers, if not my favorite smoked beer.
Because that's that brewery that's in a part of Germany that specifically, they specialize in smoked beers, right?
right.
Okay, yeah, this conversation has happened.
We were actually talking about it when we were at Spoonwood because
'cause they're
Steve the
smoking
brewer,
oats.
yeah, because
Yeah,
the
he
smoking oats,
loves
and
them.
Steve also loves that beer as well. 2 other suggestions I have: the Smoked Yeti by Great Divide, so that's a stout, that could work,
Yeah.
or the Belfast Black Ale by Lavery, and that's a smoked black ale.
Okay.
They're all just different suggestions. I had another one, and it's the only smoked IPA I ever had.
Ugh.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I actually loved I have never had a smoked beer I didn't like.
Right. So I've only had one smoked IPA in my life, and it was from Oscar Blues. Mm-hmm. So they kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It came out really good, but I only ever had it at Beer Fest down at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center because it was something they made just for that.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
They never distributed any kind of bottles or cans, I don't think.
Hopefully you drank your fill.
I did. I had enough. But yeah, that's my turkey gravy to go along with the Popeyes Louisiana.
Okay.
We could put
Turkey?
some of that on this White Rascal turkey stuffing.
I would do it, yeah. Yeah. Double up on that.
You can literally have a flight in your dinner.
Yes.
Wow.
I like it.
That's the goal everybody should be achieving.
We have arrived.
I'm sure on the Brewers Association everything they have listed is probably enough for a full meal.
Oh yeah,
And
for
so,
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
We can try to. We can
Yes.
add.
Yes.
Adam?
I'm just drinking.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm watching the Lions get absolutely waxed versus whoever they're playing. I don't care. Lions are terrible this year.
Green Bay?
Maybe?
I don't
You're
know.
talking about future Adam.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, you're not watching anything right now.
No.
Are you having one of your episodes?
Who are you people? Why are you in my living room?
Go back to the murder garage.
Remember, Dennis, time is a flat circle for him. So he is both here and in the future watching the Lions right now.
Right.
And apparently your recipe is drinking.
Yes. Yes. That's a bit of a tradition for me. is to have at least a beer that has lasted 1 year.
Okay.
Yep, it has been confirmed he's having an episode.
I like that. Having an episode.
Aw.
Oh, Adam.
Bless your heart. But we are having a specific beer.
Okay.
We are having the CBS.
Oh,
By
so
Founders.
you're finally going to crack your...
No, it's this year's version.
Oh, you have this year's version?
For sake of the show, yes.
Okay.
Wait, you have last year's version?
He has last year's version.
right over there.
I thought he was finally going to crack it open.
Oh, you better call me when you do.
But yeah, for some reason, Founders decided to redo the CBS for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, it's a 6 to 8 year window between whenever they do it.
Right.
But I don't know if they had excess, or they wanted to retry something, or they're trying to do it every year now. I don't know what. But CBS was re-released, so now it is time to enjoy that over Thanksgiving. The 2018 edition rather than the 2017 edition.
I mean, you could do a vertical if you're that kind of person.
I'm not that kind of person.
All right, whatever. You could also boof it up your
We
butt.
were just looking for a good night.
It's true.
Coriander, also known as O-rings.
It's known as bullshit.
So it sounds like Adam's recipe is just he wants to get drunk and maybe fight with the family. I don't know.
Nah, we're on good terms.
Just
Okay.
remember, the RAV4 was found on the property.
Nobody in my family drives a RAV4.
Well, not anymore.
oh boy.
Well, it's 2 recipes and just 1 tip.
You have to assume that 1 out of every 3 person at a family Thanksgiving dinner
Is there?
is going to be drunk.
Yeah.
I'm just deciding to take care of that role for you.
I'm
falling on that sword.
No, that's totally fine, and I get that. Like you said, 1 out of every 3. When I was living alone, it was 1 out of every 1.
Well, yeah.
That was my favorite thing. Like getting up on Thanksgiving, and like I would start drinking probably like 7 in the morning, and that's when I would start my prep on my turkey and all my other stuff. You know, get my pierogi dough going.
Yeah.
And I'd just be drunk. Lunchtime.
Nothing's better than that.
Have something I can microwave for the lunch.
Yep. Get ready to get some of them drippings.
That's right.
And you are
then-
set up for the weekend.
Yeah.
Because on Friday, that's leftover sandwich weekend.
Yes. Leftovers.
Leftovers.
And I know this is probably short notice for you guys out there, but I challenge each and every one of you. Obviously, not on Thanksgiving. You're probably going to be with your family, but find some time to do a friend's Thanksgiving.
A Friendsgiving?
Yeah, Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
This is going to be the 3rd year we've done it, and it's just a good time. Take some of these recipes, make some cool meals out of beer, have, some good tastings, and just hang out and appreciate, the people that you have in your circle.
Be excellent to each other.
That's also a good chance to do the non-traditional foods.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to bog yourself down to what grandma likes to eat. You can kind of go wild and
You're an experiment.
all come in with a different dish. And that's a good way to come in with these craft beer dishes that we described.
Yeah, last year I just went ahead and just made some pulled pork, which isn't
Nice.
traditional for Thanksgiving, but I likes the pulled pork.
Right.
But you know what? If I had pulled pork and stuffing, I'd be really happy. So,
Ooh, write that down.
yeah.
On some nice Italian bread.
And that's Italian bread.
Put some of that gravy in there. Top it off with some sweet potatoes.
You guys do this every time.
Too much.
You make me so hungry by the end.
I went too far with the sweet potatoes.
No,
but,
bullshit.
Oh, to be fair, for lunch today, I actually had chipotle sweet potatoes,
Oh, yeah?
which actually had whole chipotle peppers in there. It was this
Really?
crazy smoked sweet potato.
Huh.
It was delicious.
Sounds good. Damn.
All right. Well, I think we're all squared away for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Agreed.
So,
Yes.
are we ready to reveal the theme to this episode?
Yes.
We reviewed the Destihl Flanders Red, the Jolly Pumpkin Calabaza Blanca White Ale, and the Decadent Blueberry Creamsicle.
Yes.
It's red, white, and blue for Veterans Day.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
We
buddy.
did good.
We did.
We did good.
That's
And I
what we
think some
learned
of these-
today on the Magic School Bus.
Yeah, that's what we learned today. I hope we all had a fun time. Any final thoughts on the Blueberry Decadent?
I'd
fun
like
time?
it.
Yeah.
I'd drink it. I think 1 pint would probably be enough for me. But if you're having a few beers and you put that right smack in the middle of maybe something that has, a lot of IBUs, if you're a hophead, I think that would cleanse your palate very well.
Yeah, this beer is definitely a showboat. It's a showboater.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is NBA Jam stuff. This is the dunk contest.
Yeah.
You know,
He's on fire.
right? Exactly. And it's a fine beer, but you're not going to be drinking a 6-pack of it.
Oh, no
No,
way.
it's not an every time, every day.
You get a sugar rush, you end up taking a nap. Trust me, I've been there.
Right.
Dietist.
It's a fine beer for what it is, but it does not have longevity.
I like it, and I'll just agree with you guys. It just doesn't have the same kind of longevity that I don't want to drink a whole bunch of these.
Mm-hmm.
Could have used more blueberry flavor, and the other thing is I'm kind of annoyed that I got kind of the end of the can, and there's a lot of fucking yeast shit at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's gross. Filter it. Just filter it. Come on.
That stuff's good for you. It's filled with, that's where the most of the minerals and vitamins are.
It gives me gas.
All right, that's also fair.
Gives me gas.
Steve's like, you know what? I'll just say it.
Gives me gas. I get the farts. All right. Well, how do we want to do the podium tonight? Would Adam like to go?
I'll go first. I don't
Okay.
mind.
Okay.
For me, I'm going to put the Decadent Blueberry Creamsicle in the bronze medal position. And mostly because it is the hoppiest of the three. And to me, hops and blueberries don't necessarily mix. Like, I get what they're going for, but it just didn't jam on me. And if I'm looking at beers that I'm going to enjoy more and more and more, this is the least likely to be enjoyed more than once. So that goes in the bronze medal position. It's fine. It's a fine beer for a one and done. Like I said earlier, if you want to showboat a little bit, yeah, grab this beer. But I don't think it has any longevity. In the silver medal position, I am actually going to put the Calabaza Blanca from Jolly Pumpkin. A fine beer. A much easier drinker than the Decadent. It's a good beer. I like the white ale. I like the fact that it had some barrel-aged goodness to it. It was a fine beer, but that was just it. It was silver medal position. To me, that puts the Destihl, the Wild Sour Flanders Red, in the gold medal position. I really like that beer. I really like the sours. I like the taste. I like the cherry flavor of it. I just thought that was the best of the best. Now, if I had those three lined up in front of me, I know which one I'd be grabbing. And the other thing is I can drink more than one of those. I know that Dennis and Steve can't, and that's fine by me. If they don't drink it, that's right. That just means it's more for me. So, yeah, that goes in the gold medal position.
Destihl's biggest customer is Adam.
That's because Rivertown went bankrupt.
That'll
Well,
teach.
bought out.
Bought
true.
out.
Hell
Bought
town.
out.
Out.
You'll still be able to get your halakaliki.
And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Steve, what are your thoughts?
So, I am definitely differing from you on this one because I'm going to put that Destihl in the bronze.
Okay.
I don't like sours. Simple as that. I just couldn't drink more than like one of those, and like even that one, you would kind of have to force me, and I'd be making dog tongue yuck face the whole time. Mm-hmm. Even if it was brewed well for the style, the style is just not for me. Silver, I'm going to give to the Decadent Blueberry Creamsicle. I like it. I still think the orange is my favorite flavor of this Creamsicle series. I had the strawberry. That one is a little too, I don't know, sour and bitter. The strawberry one isn't balanced really well. The blueberry one could use more blueberry flavor. The orange one just seems to be the most perfectly balanced and achieves the creamsicle nature. This one's good, but like everybody else said, you just get tired drinking it. So that means the Calabaza Blanca, I'm going to put in gold. Super refreshing, really smooth as a drinker. The fact that it's only 4.8% means that you could crush a whole bunch of these if you're at like a swanky dinner party. And that's the other thing is I think it's classy.
It is a classy beer.
I think it's classy.
Of the three, it definitely has the most classy packaging.
Of the three, it has the most classy packaging, but I still think it needs like a wire cork and and a little bit of gold trim around the
Steve has
label.
standards.
I'm just saying, if you're, hobnobbing with the snobs of, the high society, you really gotta, turn it up a notch. Mm-hmm. This one still reads as beer. It needs, one of those bigger bottles with the wire. But yeah, it's just a really good white ale though. Overall, you get a little bit of that tartness from the orange peel and, the funk from it being, brewed in the Belgium style. Yeah, really good beer. I like it. Would drink it again. Dennis.
Alrighty. So this episode's definitely fun because all of our opinions are going to be slightly different, but I do share Steve's sentiments around the distilled wild sour. So that's going to be in my bronze category. Not a big sour fan unless it's paired with. I think that will go great if it was made with ghost peppers, a different adjunct added to it to kind of balance out the sourness. My silver position is going to go to the Calabaza Blanca from Jolly Pumpkin Ales. Really refreshing. Like Steve said, you can have multiple of those. It's going to be really good after, cutting the grass outside. Really tasty, slightly tart, delicious. My gold is actually going to go to the Decadent Ales Blueberry Cream Ale or Creamsicle. Not because, it absolutely rocked my socks off, but functionality. So if I'm out having some, IPAs, maybe some barrel-aged stouts, I think the function of being able to have a pint of that is going to cleanse my palate, give me a little sweetness I do not traditionally get in my normal beer styles. So I might actually pick up a 6-pack of that at home if I have some, friends over, some family members, like Steve said as well. That would also be one that, you pull out and kind of wow them, give them a little something that's different because it kind of goes down the unbeaten path. But I do agree, a little bit more blueberry would have been perfect, but it was good enough for me. Gold medal.
That's a good point you just brought up. Just now thinking about it, that blueberry creamsicle is a good transition from IPAs, like regular IPAs or even hazy boys. It's a good transition to go from that to the blueberry creamsicle, and then you can get into the really dark.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, sludge stouts.
Yeah, kind of walks you through it because you still maintain some of that hot bitterness.
Right,
and that's what really showed me that no matter it was a little bit sweeter than what I liked, but the mosaic hops shine through the sweetness.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dennis, why don't you tell people where you're going to be this weekend?
I'm going to be down in for Veterans Day. We partnered with a couple veteran organizations, VLP, as well as Homes for Heroes. So it's a real estate agency. Well, it's a program that local real estate agencies take advantage of to help pay some of the closing costs and things like that if you've served in the military. We're going to be down at Viltka, which is Russian for fork. It's a restaurant down in the South Hills, Bethel Park specifically, of Pittsburgh. We're going to have our setup, sampling some beer-infused hot sauces, some beer and bourbon jellies, as well as showcasing First Sip Brew Box, some of our brew boxes and everything. That restaurant, definitely support them if you're local here or passing through the area. They're actually donating 50% of all money made that day back to different veteran organizations, which is absolutely huge. And they're doing it on Veterans Day. Most restaurants, and if you own a restaurant, you're listening to this, you're guilty of it. Most restaurants are donating to different charities, typically have those events during the week when they're slower, not as much traffic, which I get it, it's a business decision, but hats off to Vilka for doing it on the actual holiday and on one of the busier days of the week. So I'm definitely really proud of them and proud to be part of this event.
Awesome. It sounds like you're going to have a good time down there.
Oh, for sure.
Anybody who's listening, if you're listening on Friday, as you should,
right,
then go on down and check it out.
Absolutely. And Veterans Day is this Sunday.
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 You only need the edge.
Kids' seats are just $5.
All right. If you want to find us on social media, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA, and that'll get you Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, then just search Hop Nation USA on your favorite podcatcher like Stitcher, Podbean, Google Music Play, and Apple Podcasts. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review because
we are a 6-star show, but they only let us use 5.
And that's a bigger crime than holding Brendan Dassey in jail for life imprisonment.
Yeah.
For wanting to watch wrestling.
Just want to watch wrestling. We'll get you some tapes. So, that's all we kind of got for the show.
Yeah.
You can check out some of the links and recipes and everything on hopnationusa.com. I'll post my turkey recipe. We'll post links to the Brewers Association recipes.
And you can just have one for me.
Yeah. We'll actually be back next week.
Yes.
And we'll be doing, and I'll tease it, we're going to do a full episode of Sours.
Yeah.
Sounds like that time for me.
It's my early Christmas gift to Adam.
Can't wait.
I allowed an entire episode of Sours.
Can't wait.
I'd rather have given him $100.
I'll take both.
I'm napping.
But yes, we'll be back with an entire Sours episode, and then it'll be Thanksgiving.
Yes.
But still, if
Yes.
you're having a Friendsgiving before then, have a
Which you
safe
should.
Friendsgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be a lot of fun taking Uber or doing it in a centralized location where it's easy to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Be smart.
Be smart about it. All right, that's all I got. Everybody else, good?
Good.
The only thing I gotta set out there is each beer won. We had a red, a white, and a blue in
Yes.
first place.
Yeah.
Where they belong.
Yeah, they all won. Everybody wins this week.
Now we wipe to a screaming eagle.
Flashlight, Screaming Eagle, Flag, Monster Truck, Flag Eagle, we're out.